Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a man on his 8th NFL team, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the Miami Dolphins, as they match up with Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So with that, let's get you up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
Here we go from Heinz Field as Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So here to lead out the offense in his first year as a Dolphin, but 15th overall, it's the bearded veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the new coaching staff coming in, they finally decided to pull the plug on the Ryan Tannehill era after 7 seasons and no playoff wins. So enter Ryan Fitzpatrick, signed in free agency, fittingly on St. Patrick's Day, by the way. But last year with Tampa Bay, you remember Fitzpatrick got off to that incredible start. Over 400 yards passing in each of the first 3 games of the year, 11 total touchdown passes. And now it's his time to do it with Miami. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. And a completion to Wilson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Wilson now in his 2nd season in Miami. First 4 years were in Kansas City. He's always been a solid complementary receiver, but Miami really hoping he can take the next step in his development, be more of a go-to guy now at 27 years of age. This is Kenyon Drake, the 4th-year man from Alabama. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Let's go! Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was tight end Mike Gesicki, but it'll be 2nd down. A look now at the Miami offense.
So let's all work together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football. But I want all of us to watch the center of this offensive line, the center and the 2 guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
2nd down, looking to throw, Fitzpatrick. That's Stills bringing it in. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 18. Their piece drive to start this one seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how are you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it. I
didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run with Drake, and they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And a look at the Steelers' defensive unit.
Bud Dupree came out of the University of Kentucky determined to let everyone know that they play football there as well as basketball. A terrific pass rusher off the edge.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Fitzpatrick now. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On play action, Fitzpatrick. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up. Golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field. All right, this is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Fitzpatrick to throw it. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Albert Wilson there to make the grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, the underdog here is showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we weren't in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you somewhere along the way the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today. They may be the team that's supposed to be superior, but we're not backing down to anyone.
And on the road, no less, setting the tone. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here are the Steelers under longtime head coach Mike Tomlin. They're led onto the field by a man who needs no introduction, Ben Roethlisberger.
An absolute prototype for what you draw up as a big, strong quarterback that has to stay in the pocket and make big throws with people all around him and even hanging on him, and still has that type of strength to get the ball downfield. Ben Roethlisberger, an absolute rock in the pocket, but he also can escape and make big plays that way as well.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
He's not going to get me.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 26 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
As Miami's offense takes the field again here, let's assess where they're at right now. Everybody knows it's been a struggle this year at 0-6, most recently the loss to Buffalo. And they did an about-face with their quarterback situation. For those scoring at home this year, it's been Fitzpatrick, Rosen, and now back to Fitzpatrick and 0-6, and things are not good in Miami.
Yeah, and that was 0-6 after the loss in Buffalo. But frankly, one of their better games, if you call a 10-point loss a better game. In fact, the Buffalo fans thought they would blow out Miami, so they booed the Bills off the field at halftime. What was it, 14-9? They were not happy at all. But a late touchdown return of an onside kick made the final score a little bit misleading. One thing about these Dolphins under head coach Brian Flores, they're not very talented, but they do play hard.
You're wondering, though, where does that win come from? The next few weeks at Pittsburgh on a Monday night, home for the Jets. That might be it. At Indy, and then home for Buffalo.
Back 50, 55. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Play action now. Fitzpatrick. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. You'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On second down, Fitzpatrick again. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Wide open receiver, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Single, slap.
On 1st and goal, Drake. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll try again with Drake. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
To throw is Fitzpatrick. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Connor going backwards here on the first down carry. Stopped up for a loss of a couple. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Black 20. Black 52. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
On 2nd and 12, Roethlisberger. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. On 1st and 10 is Connor, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
In the center for Pittsburgh, Marquise Pouncey, one of the most physical and agile players at his position in the league. A 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. He's the keystone of one of the top offensive lines in the league.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Ready?
First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 31. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. He finds his tight end, Gentry. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
They brought in the heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll start the drive with Drake. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Kenyon Drake, he was kind of underutilized last year when Adam Gase was head coach, only 7 starts, but now he's going to get a chance under new head coach Brian Flores to really showcase his talent. He certainly flashed his diverse playmaking abilities a season ago. 9 touchdowns, 5 through the air, and 4 on the ground. On 2nd down, it's Drake, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Drake. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
2nd and 5 now. Fitzpatrick. It's complete. Stills. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Throwing Fitzpatrick. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cameron Hayward, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey. You got three. Three down.
Fitzpatrick now from the 50. He's got it. The tight end, Allen.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Fitzpatrick able to locate Wilson. A gain of 22.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. Caught by Wilson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On first down, Drake. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Counter play, Drake. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On third down, Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. The 40, 30, 10. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
We got it.
And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field.
From the gun, Fitzpatrick. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Now they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
The end result, 21 yards. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And a look at the starters for the Miami defense.
One of the more underrated yet valuable positions in the NFL is safety, and Rashad Jones epitomizes what you're looking for. A guy who can drop down into the box in the run game and tackle those bigger, stronger running backs. He can also cover people, whether it's tight ends or bigger slot guys, and that gives him the ability to stay on the field every down and make big plays.
On second down now, it's Connor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards, a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. On second and 9, Roethlisberger. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll be a third and about 13. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And
the Dolphins rush, gets home, down he goes. Kiko Alonso in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
10-10 our score after one on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, it's Drake. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards, a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Fitzpatrick. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. On first down, Drake. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
52 and 56. 52 and 56.
Now Fitzpatrick. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26.
26.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. Flushed out right. And this is caught. It's Parker. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. To throw, Fitzpatrick toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up
under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Bud Dupree in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Fitzpatrick to throw for it on 4th down. Escaping the pressure right. And Stills has got it. Touchdown, Miami. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Fitzpatrick's pass complete to Kenny Stills. Touchdown, Miami.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there, and this will stay a 6-point ball game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
On 2nd down, it's Conner, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to turn you up.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. It's caught by Moncrief. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Amazing, perfectly placed. If that ball yard, maybe not even an extra yard. The starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now it's
and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Watt able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Fitzpatrick. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of two. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
Third and long for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Flush to his right. And it's caught by Parker. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, Fitzpatrick eluding the pressure right. And he finds Parker here, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. T.J. Watt bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Fitzpatrick. The pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Bud Dupree, his 2nd sack of the night. So now after the sack, 3rd and long, and Fitzpatrick and company a little work to do. Throwing on 3rd and long. Fitzpatrick, Allen's got it, complete. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Now Fitzpatrick on 4th down. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And the Miami Dolphins are into the end zone. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Sanders on for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So that drive goes 8 plays. And to cap it off, a touchdown run of 20 yards. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ben leaves to counter on the draw. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Counter. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time, and it'll be Dolphin football. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. Escaping the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Forced out to his left. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Well, the timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Fitzpatrick on first down. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Fitzpatrick throwing complete, and he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Come on, D.
On third down, Fitzpatrick. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins will add onto their lead. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards touching.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On the draw, counter. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Roethlisberger. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon God.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete, and he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
On second down now, it's Connor, and he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Tackle made there by Kiko Alonso.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, earlier, Charles, we looked at some of the Week 8 games that were intriguing. How about some Week 8 games where you've got a team that really, really needs a win? And I was thinking about the Chargers at Chicago and Cleveland at New England. You feel like the Chargers and Cleveland need to find a way to get a victory.
I think you're exactly right, and the Chargers' chances are really slipping away. Chicago, I would throw in there as well at 3-3 and struggling on offense. They say they know they need to run the ball more. They absolutely must run the ball more. But Cleveland and New England, for me with Cleveland, with all the high expectations in preseason, it's almost a must-win at a place almost no one wins.
And a couple more. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That's Vince Williams who gets the sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Fitzpatrick, flush to his right. Finding room inside the 40. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
The sack on first down took him out of a traditional running play and put him in a passing situation, but didn't stop him from running anyway, did it?
No, I was surprised when he took off. I thought, oh, he's got some space. He might pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. He goes all the way and picks up the first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on. Come on.
From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick sliding out of the pocket. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick eluding the pressure right. It's complete. Stills. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fitzpatrick flushed out right. That is caught inside the 5. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They go play action here on 1st down. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. From a yard out. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Connor on 1st down, working his way forward for about 4 yards. 2nd down coming up. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Coverage that time by Bobby McCain.
Here we go.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Roethlisberger now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage would be found.
Black 5. 2. Let's go, D. Tight end right. Tight end right. Black.
On 2nd and 12, Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 41-yard line.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Now Roethlisberger, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster the target once again, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Ben to throw again. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
55. Right there, remember, 55. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Fitzpatrick on 3rd and 2. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They begin on the ground here with Connor, and he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Get this.
Now Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
Black 20. 52 to the mic. Hey, D-line.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. James Conner, the running back, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Okay, partner, let's mix things up a bit. This is something that's been a staple of morning television programs for a long time. Let's bring it to Madden. Some power rankings. Give me your top 5 through 7 weeks.
All right, I'll start with number 5, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, he can throw it as well as run it, but his running, that's so exciting. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers. Looks like Aaron Rodgers and his head coach Matt LaFleur, looks like they're in sync, and the Packers are playing awfully well right now. Number 3, San Francisco. Their defense built to travel. They can play anywhere and take on anyone, and they run the ball on offense. Number 2, New Orleans. They've survived without Drew Brees. In fact, they flourished with Teddy Bridgewater, and their defense, vastly underrated, one of the top 3 in the league. And last but not least, shocker, New England. And I did think about putting New Orleans ahead of New England, but New England's defense is the best in the league, and Tom Brady on the other side, they still reign supreme. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
A run with Conner on first down, going to get about 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. The safety, Rashad Jones, brings him down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Roethlisberger will throw. It's caught by Moncrief. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19. They'll run on first down. Conner trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. They'll stay on the ground with Conner again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now it's Roethlisberger. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Vance McDonald there to make the grab. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. And he is a reliable target. They like under pressure. Down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. This is taken at his 4. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
52 and 56, 52 and 56.
On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. Flush to his right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, watch the slant.
To throw again. Fitzpatrick eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Complete to Washington. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Black 20. Here we go. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Black,
on 2nd and 9. Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Roethlisberger throwing complete to McDonald. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Roethlisberger. Moncrief brings it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 49-yard line. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, third down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Oh, and they had it stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. That's thrown to Smith-Schuster out wide. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. From 10 yards out. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit.
Partner, remember that old film with Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Gonna look deep for Wilson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this is Moncrief for the catch. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And that's going to be intercepted by the Pro Bowler Xavier Howard. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Sanders on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
They start with a give to counter. And an alley to run. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Stop here, D.
On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw is incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw again is Roethlisberger. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Great. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Running, it's Drake. There to make the tackle, Steven Nelson. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They stay on the ground with Drake. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On 3rd down, Drake. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47. T.J. Watt. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Xavier Grimble there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Boswell good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And Allen's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. Flushed out right. Caught by Allen.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Kalen Ballage, 52 yards. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Roethlisberger completes it to Moncrief left side. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 45-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Roethlisberger on first down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Escaping the play. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. After the sack on first down, Fitzpatrick, and that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On 3rd down, it's Drake, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Fitzpatrick to throw for it on 4th down. Flush to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Check 50. Check 55 to Mike. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Throwing here, Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Fitzpatrick. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 4th down, Fitzpatrick. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. T.J. Watt. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
47's the mic.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. One last shot for Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
An offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.